mission of Michigan Paralyzed Veterans of America is to enhance the lives of veterans with spinal cord injury or disease, as well as all citizens with disabilities, by advocating for civil rights and encouraging independence and healthy living. The MPVA shall continue striving to remain at the forefront of both veterans' benefits services and disability rights, while working toward a better quality of life for all American citizens. MPVA programs include advocacy, veterans benefits, wheelchair sports and recreation, spinal cord injury research, strategies for the implementation of the elimination of architectural barriers and protection of civil rights for persons with disabilities, referral services for assistive devices, housing, employment, and transportation, and loan closet for durable medical equipment that is open to all. Services are provided by dedicated office staff and service officers. Our chapter office and service officers are a group of professional, knowledgeable, and compassionate personnel who spend some of their work time out in the community educating the public on our mission of service. While the day-to-day business is serious in nature, we temper out seriousness with the occasional lightness. Our executive director, Michael Harris, even took part in the Ice Bucket Challenge for MPVA. We hold our annual Awareness Day Open House in April. This event is attended by veterans, public officials, vendors, along with interested and supportive citizens. Attendees have the opportunity to view and experience for themselves new and innovative medical equipment and products, as well as learn about new products and services that may be beneficial to them or a loved one. Our annual summer picnic was held once again at the Bilkey Family Field in Plymouth, Michigan, the home of the Miracle League of Plymouth. Our members have the opportunity to play a game or two of baseball with Miracle League players on a totally accessible ball field and enjoy intergenerational fellowship over a delicious lunch. Our annual Salute to Veterans is a celebration held in November, close to Veterans Day. This well-attended event is the largest fundraiser for MPVA and is a meaningful evening filled with patriotism and American spirit. The MPVA salutes our servicemen and women during the program and pays tribute to our fallen heroes. The keynote speakers consistently deliver heartfelt and thought-provoking messages. The evening lifts everyone's spirits. Each January, MPVA presents the award for Best City for People with Disabilities at the Engineering Society of Detroit's annual Future Cities competition. This special award, judged by a panel consisting of MPVA staff and disability specialists, is awarded to the team that has done their research and designed an accessible city for all citizens, including those with limited mobility, sight, and hearing. The teams put a lot of thought, research, and practical application into their model. MPVA is well known for our advocacy. We have worked with Comerica Park and Ford Field on accessibility issues, including placement of beverage holders in wheelchair-accessible seating areas.
You know, when I look back at my injury in 1986 in the world that I lived in, as compared to the world that I live in now, it's incredible that how far we have come in such a short period of time. I can access buildings and attend sporting events that I had a difficult time attending prior to my injury. So it's really enlightening to know that the disability community does have a voice, and that when we use that voice, we can get positive change.
MPVA applauds Delta, Detroit Metropolitan Airport, and Pause with a Cause, the first service animal relief area near Gate A34 in the McNamara Terminal. This relief area can accommodate 2 animals at a time and spares the travelers from having to leave the terminal building to relieve the animals. MPVA continues to inform and educate the public with regard to disability rights laws, the Americans with Disabilities Act, and state and local building codes. We continue to monitor the University of Michigan to ensure that the renovations taking place at Michigan Stadium are done so in compliance with the settlement agreement. 2015 marks the 25th anniversary of the signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act into law. This important legislation is key to our mission of social inclusion and elimination of barriers. MPVA takes pride in their veterans service work.
My name is Robert Chance. I was in the Army, World War II, and the European theater in the Battle of the Bulge. During the Battle of the Bulge, just being in the snow and wet feet and so on, that I developed what they thought was frozen feet. So they took me by Army ambulance from there to Dinant, Belgium, and to an evacuation unit. And they cut my boots off with big tin snips, and they ballooned out, and it was frozen feet. So from there, went up to Liège, Belgium, and they put us in a cow barn, and straw floored. And the fellow next to me he took him away to cut off both of his feet. And I thought, they're really serious about this, so I memorized every vein and pockmark in my feet. And to this day, I could draw them. And then they'd come through with a needle, and I kept moving the line down, couldn't feel a thing. So that may or may not have anything to do with my still having my feet. But that's how it happened. When I came out of the service in '46, there was a long lineup when we were being discharged. I got down to the final desk, and the gentleman said, the sergeant said, "Mr. Chance?" And I said, "It's not Mr. yet." And he said, "Well, it will be when you pass this desk." So he shuffled some papers and so on, and said, "All right." He said, "You have some disability coming." And I said, "My country doesn't owe me anything." And he said, "You don't want the disability?" And I said, "No, sir." So that was that. Soon after I came out of the service, I joined the VFW, and they kept saying, "Join a VA hospital." And I never got around to it. And so many decades passed, and finally I did join about 3 years ago. And Dr. Frank was checking me over, and he said, "I see you have frozen feet." And yes, that happened in the war. And he said, "Do you get a disability for it?" And I said, "No." And so he said, "Well, let's have you looked at a little bit further." So another doctor examined me, and they gave me all these tests and so on. And I came back and said, "You're lucky to have your feet because you got extensive damage." And so then at that point in time, they introduced me to Bonnie Williams, a PVA. I love that lady. She's a wonderful person. But she said she was very instrumental in getting the disability. In fact, I said that I didn't feel that I should get it because so many of my friends did so much more than I did. And in fact, she got down on her knees and she said, "Bob, you do deserve it. It's for you and your family." And she just insisted and persevered, and I'm very thankful for her service. It was tremendous.
MPVA is a nonprofit organization and receives no federal funding. It relies on grants, sponsorships, and private or corporate donations to support its programs. Our organization continues to proudly serve, and with your support, we continue the mission. MPVA thanks all the supporters and volunteers and looks forward to more strides and successes in the future.